Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we delve into The Five Dysfunctions of a Team by Patrick Lencioni, a pivotal exploration of the inherent challenges that teams face and the deliberate actions required to cultivate exceptional teamwork. Published in 2002, this book sheds light on the idea that teams are naturally prone to dysfunction and emphasizes the significant role a knowledgeable leader plays in steering their team towards effectiveness. Lencioni introduces practical tools designed to tackle these dysfunctions head-on, making this guide an indispensable resource for anyone eager to foster a cohesive and productive team environment. About the author, Patrick Lencioni stands as the president of the Table Group, a renowned management consultancy firm. Lencioni's influence extends beyond this publication, with a repertoire of best-selling books including Overcoming the Five Dysfunctions of a Team, Death by Meeting, and Silos, Politics, and Turf Wars. His expertise in leadership and team dynamics has not gone unnoticed, with CNN Money recognizing him in 2008 as one of the 10 new gurus you should know, solidifying his authority in the field. The Five Dysfunctions of a Team is a must-read for a broad audience, from those fascinated by the intricacies of teamwork to individuals seeking to lead with an approach that nurtures and capitalizes on the strength of their team. It is also an invaluable resource for anyone interested in understanding and improving the interpersonal dynamics within their workplace. Join us as we explore Lencioni's insights on transforming the latent dysfunctions within teams into the foundations for unshakable unity and efficiency. The Five Dysfunctions of a Team, a Leadership Fable. Introduction: Unlocking the Secrets to Stellar Teamwork. Welcome to a journey into the heart of successful collaboration. If you've ever been part of a team, whether in a professional setting or while undertaking a personal project, you know the highs and lows of trying to work harmoniously with others. Exceptional teamwork is both a science and an art, one that demands more than just bringing together a group of talented individuals. Teams are complex entities, filled with individuals who bring their own sets of ideals, egos, and personal ambitions to the table. This mix can lead to a variety of dysfunctions, like a lack of trust, avoidance of conflict, missing commitment, an absence of accountability, and, inevitably, poor outcomes. But here's the good news. There is a blueprint for building and maintaining a high-performing team. It centers around cultivating an environment where trust is the bedrock, encouraging healthy conflict, fostering unwavering commitment, promoting accountability, and focusing on achieving collective results over individual glory. Leaders play a pivotal role in this process. They need to be the flag bearers of trust, creating a space where team members feel safe to be vulnerable and honest. They should guide the team in setting and sticking to clear goals, ensuring everyone's eyes are on the prize. Moreover, by embodying the principles of effective teamwork, leaders can inspire their team members to follow suit. In exploring the nuts and bolts of team cohesion and performance, we tackle some pressing questions. Why is an emphasis on collective performance crucial, even in teams brimming with star players? How does the foundation of trust pave the way for successful collaboration? And why does it necessitate an openness about one's weaknesses? And lastly, how can we shift the focus from I to we, ensuring that team goals take precedence over personal achievements? Embark on this insightful expedition to unveil the answers to these questions and more, equipping yourself with the knowledge to create a team that's not just good but great. Part 1. Transforming teamwork into your secret weapon. You might have pondered what elevates a team from just good to truly great. At the heart of such a team is a fascinating paradox. It achieves far beyond what its individual members could accomplish alone. This phenomenon is evident across various fields, from sports, where a unified basketball team can outplay a group of disjointed star athletes, to the corporate world, where the synergy among team members can make or break a company's success. This raises an important question. Why do some of the most talented teams fall short of their potential? The culprit often is a lack of genuine teamwork, leading to a toxic environment filled with internal politics and personal agendas. The result? A decline in morale, a shift away from performance-driven objectives, and the eventual departure of disillusioned team members. Take the case of Decision Tech, a once promising Silicon Valley startup, as a prime example. Despite having all the ingredients for success, an experienced and well-compensated executive team, a pool of exceptionally talented engineers, and the backing of high-profile investors, the company found itself on a downward trajectory. Customers were scarce, and the future looked dim. At the root of Decision Tech's troubles was a palpable absence of teamwork among its leaders. When individual egos take center stage, even the most ambitious teams can find themselves stuck in a cycle of counterproductive competition. However, all is not lost when teamwork falters. Decision Tech's turnaround began with the arrival of Catherine Peterson as the new CEO. Catherine recognized that to revive the company, fostering a culture of collaboration had to be her foremost priority, even above meeting short-term financial goals. Her commitment to strengthening the bonds of teamwork laid the groundwork for Decision Tech's resurgence. So, what's the first step toward building a foundation of effective teamwork? It all starts with trust, the bedrock of any great team. Let's dive into why trust is indispensable and how it can transform your team into an unbeatable force. Part 2. Building a foundation of trust through vulnerability. At the very core of exceptional teamwork lies a principle that might seem counterintuitive at first glance. Trust is not just about reliability, it's about vulnerability. Trust, alongside respect, forms the bedrock of not only personal relationships but also the dynamic interactions within a team. It's the magic ingredient that transforms a group of individuals into a cohesive, unstoppable force. For a team to unleash its full potential, trust among its members is non-negotiable. It's this trust that empowers team members to engage in candid, sometimes difficult conversations without the fear of reprisal or judgment. This openness paves the way for making swift and effective decisions, fostering a culture where the best ideas thrive regardless of their origin. Conversely, a lack of trust can stifle debate, leading to unexplored possibilities and, ultimately, subpar decision-making. Consider what unfolded at Decision Tech following the departure of their head of sales. The suggestion by Carlos Amador, the head of customer support, to step into the vacancy sparked an honest discussion among the team. Thanks to the strong trust foundation they had built, the team could openly express concerns about Carlos's fit for the role without causing offense, agreeing instead that the chief operations officer was better suited. Without such trust, ego clashes could have derailed the process, turning what was a constructive dialogue into a divisive conflict. How then is this elusive trust cultivated within a team? The answer lies in the courageous act of making oneself vulnerable. In today's competitive environment, showing vulnerability is often viewed as a sign of weakness, a misstep to be avoided at all costs. However, sharing one's mistakes and weaknesses within the team can have the opposite effect. It can be a profound strength. For trust to blossom, team members must eschew the instinct to protect themselves and instead open up. Sharing vulnerabilities and acknowledging mistakes not only humanizes team members but demonstrates that there's no need for shields within the group. This openness acts as the catalyst for building deep, unwavering trust, laying the groundwork for authentic teamwork. But the question remains, who among the team should take the first step in this dance of vulnerability? Stay tuned to find out. Part 3. Leaders pave the path to trust by showing vulnerability. The journey towards fostering a trusting team environment often hinges on the actions and attitudes of the team leader. Recognizing this, it falls upon the shoulders of leaders to ignite the spark of trust by setting a precedent for openness and vulnerability. This method not only bridges connections between team members, but also dismantles the walls of reservation that often hinder genuine interactions. Opening up about one's weaknesses, shortcomings, and mistakes can feel like a leap into the unknown for many. However, this act of vulnerability is precisely what allows team members to see each other in a more authentic light, encouraging a culture where people feel comfortable sharing their true selves. This deeper understanding among team members plays a critical role in dissolving fears about vulnerability, as it reassures everyone that the team is a safe space to be themselves, warts and all. At Decision Tech, Catherine, the newly appointed CEO, recognized the power of vulnerability in building trust among her team. She orchestrated a session aimed at breaking down barriers, encouraging team members to openly discuss their strengths and weaknesses. This initiative was more than just an exercise. It was a crucial step towards weaving the fabric of trust within the team. However, the most impactful action came from Catherine herself. Leading by example, she openly shared her past mistakes and weaknesses, even revealing that she had been dismissed from a job in her career. This bold display of vulnerability from the leader served as a powerful signal to the rest of the team. It conveyed a clear message that in this team, vulnerability was not only accepted, but valued as a cornerstone for building trust. Catherine's approach underscores a vital lesson for all leaders. The act of demonstrating vulnerability can significantly influence the team's dynamics, setting the stage for a trusting and cohesive unit. It's this foundation of trust that provides the fertile ground for constructive conflict, a critical ingredient for the team's success. Next, we delve into why trust is the critical fuel that powers constructive conflict and how it contributes to the team's overall performance. Part 4. Embracing constructive conflict through trust. It's a common misconception that conflict within a team is a sign of dysfunction. In reality, the presence of constructive conflict is not just beneficial, but essential for making well-rounded decisions. Constructive conflict allows for the clash of diverse ideas and perspectives, facilitating a thorough vetting process that often leads to superior outcomes. But this type of conflict is only productive if it's rooted in trust and focused on the matter at hand rather than personal agendas or power plays. Teams that lack trust tend to avoid conflict at all costs. They prefer to maintain a semblance of harmony, even if it means stifling their doubts and concerns. This avoidance can lead to a failure to address critical issues and, ultimately, to suboptimal decision-making. In such environments, team members are more concerned with preserving their relationships than with reaching the best possible outcomes. This was precisely the scenario Catherine encountered upon joining Decision Tech. The leadership meetings were devoid of genuine debate because of a palpable absence of trust. Important discussions were skirted around, with the team opting for superficial agreement over deep, meaningful engagement with challenging topics. Recognizing that constructive conflict is inextricably linked to trust, Catherine knew that fostering a culture of trust was paramount. Trust enables team members to dive into passionate, sometimes heated discussions without the fear of personal attack. When team members trust that their intentions are not misinterpreted and that their contributions are valued, they are more willing to engage deeply and candidly with each other. To instill this culture at Decision Tech, Catherine spearheaded trust-building initiatives that laid the groundwork for open, honest dialogue. As trust grew, so did the team's ability to engage in healthy, constructive debates. Topics that were once considered too controversial to touch began to see the light of day, with team members feeling empowered to voice their opinions and challenge one another. This shift towards embracing conflict, underpinned by a strong foundation of trust, transformed the team into a more dynamic and effective decision-making body. But what happens when, despite the best efforts, the team can't reach a unanimous decision? Stay tuned as we explore why the absence of consensus may not necessarily spell trouble for team decisions. Part 5. Commitment is key, even without unanimity. Imagine being in a meeting where, after hours of discussion, a decision is finally made. Yet, the moment everyone steps out, there's an air of hesitation, a flurry of what-ifs that ultimately halts any progress. This scenario is all too familiar, and it underscores a common hurdle many teams face: the challenge of committing to decisions. Great teams stand out because they understand the importance of moving forward with decisions, regardless of whether there's unanimous agreement or absolute certainty about their outcome. They hold a fundamental belief: making a choice, any choice, is preferable to the paralysis of indecision, particularly when stakes are high. These teams fully commit to their decisions, recognizing that lack of commitment sows seeds of confusion and misalignment at every level of an organization. When priorities aren't clear, it leads to a domino effect of inefficiency and frustration, diluting the collective focus and energy. So, how do exemplary teams navigate the murky waters of decision-making? Reaching a consensus in a group brimming with diverse viewpoints and convictions can feel like an insurmountable challenge. Attempting to please everyone oftentimes results in outcomes that please no one. Instead, high-performing teams seek a different kind of consensus, one where commitment doesn't hinge on every member's agreement, but on their unified understanding and support of the overarching goal. This begins with ensuring every team member's perspective is heard and considered. Great teams create environments where individuals feel valued, not because every suggestion they make is acted upon, but because they are given the platform to express their ideas and concerns openly. This inclusive approach fosters a sense of belonging and respect, making it easier for team members to rally behind decisions, even those they initially opposed. In such teams, you'll witness a remarkable phenomenon. Members who might have vociferously argued against a decision in the debate phase turn into some of its strongest advocates once a course of action is chosen. This shift is possible because these teams prioritize collective action over personal preference, understanding that commitment to a unified direction is crucial for success. In essence, great teams teach us that commitment to decisions, irrespective of initial consensus, is not just a strategy. It's a mindset crucial for driving progress and achieving goals. Part 6. Cultivating a culture of peer-to-peer accountability. Imagine the tension in the air when someone must confront a colleague about underperformance or inappropriate behavior. It's a situation many dread, feeling as though they're overstepping their bounds or imposing hierarchy among equals. Yet, the absence of such conversations within a team often spirals into a cycle of missed deadlines, mediocre outcomes, and an overall slump in team performance. This places an unnecessary burden on the team leader to act as the sole enforcer, creating an imbalance and diluting the essence of team accountability. Take, for example, a scenario at Decision Tech. An employee lagged behind on delivering a critical competitor analysis. Catherine, observing this, pointed out to the team that they had missed an opportunity to intervene proactively. This situation illuminated the significance of peer-to-peer accountability. It wasn't just about individual contributions, but about supporting each other to meet common goals. One might think that close-knit teams, bound by strong personal relationships, would naturally excel at holding each other accountable. Paradoxically, it's in these settings that members often hesitate the most, fearing the potential strain on their relationships. What's ironic is that skirting around performance issues often leads to resentment and erodes the very bonds team members sought to protect. On the contrary, great teams understand that holding each other to high standards strengthens relationships through mutual respect and shared commitment to excellence. A foundation of trust is what allows teams to navigate this delicate dynamic effectively. When team members trust that feedback is given with the team's best interest at heart, they receive it not as personal criticism, but as valuable insight aimed at mutual improvement. This creates a culture where team members are not only open to feedback, but also appreciate the push towards better performance. Peer-to-peer accountability is undeniably powerful. The natural desire to not let down peers, especially those held in high esteem, motivates individuals to elevate their performance. It's this dynamic that underscores the efficacy of peer-to-peer accountability as an essential ingredient in building and sustaining high-functioning teams. Without it, maintaining a consistent standard of excellence becomes a far more challenging task. Part 7. Shifting focus to collective success over personal ambitions. In every team's journey, there are milestones and objectives that ignite collective effort and ambition, be it launching a groundbreaking product or clinching victory in a high-stakes basketball game. While personal aspirations drive individuals to excel, the hallmark of a truly effective team is its ability to prioritize shared successes above individual accolades. Take, for example, the decision made by Catherine's husband, a dedicated basketball coach. He faced the tough choice of sidelining one of his star players, not for lack of skill, but because the player's primary concern was his personal score sheet rather than the team's victory. This scenario underscores a crucial lesson. When team members fixate on personal gains, the unity and competitive spirit of the team suffer. The presence of individuals who are not aligned with the team's collective goals can lead to a gradual, but sure, erosion of teamwork. Members begin to chase personal accolades, sidelining shared objectives, which stunts progress and dims the team's competitive edge. Over time, this misalignment causes the most collaborative and team-oriented members to seek opportunities elsewhere, further depleting the team's strength. Specific, measurable goals are the antidote to this fragmentation. When a team rallies around clear and tangible objectives, there's little room for ambiguity or individual detours. It's this clarity that keeps everyone on the same path, working in concert towards a common destination. At Decision Tech, this principle was embodied through the establishment of a straightforward objective: securing 18 customers by year's end. This goal acted as a beacon that guided the team's efforts and decisions, fostering a sense of unity and shared purpose. In such an environment, cooperation flourishes. Departments and individuals cross traditional boundaries to lend their strengths where they're most needed. For Decision Tech, this meant the engineering team stepping forward to assist with sales demos, leveraging their technical expertise to advance the collective goal. This cross-functional support is the essence of a team that prioritizes shared success. It's a reminder that, in the pursuit of excellence, the achievements that matter most are those earned together as one cohesive unit. Part 8. Together. Time. The secret ingredient of high-performing teams. Imagine a rowing team where each member rows to a different rhythm, aiming for a separate destination. Chaos ensues, and progress stalls. Similarly, a team lacking unity and a shared sense of direction finds itself grappling with inefficiency and stagnation. So, how can teams overcome these hurdles and steer towards collective success? The answer lies in the time spent together. Regular gatherings are not mere formalities, they are critical building blocks of a successful team dynamic. Investing time in face-to-face meetings reaps multiple benefits that resonate well beyond the conference room. Firstly, spending time together fosters rapport and trust among team members. This strong foundation accelerates the resolution of any arising issues, making the team more agile and responsive to challenges. Secondly, conflicts, inevitable in any collaborative endeavor, are more swiftly and constructively resolved in person. The energy of face-to-face interactions cultivates an environment where ideas can be vigorously debated and diverse perspectives can be thoroughly explored, leading to smarter, more inclusive decision-making. Thirdly, regular meetings offer a panoramic view of the team's efforts, illuminating areas where skills and talents can be cross-applied. This visibility minimizes the risk of duplicating efforts, ensuring that each member's unique contribution is both recognized and optimally utilized. A compelling example of this principle in action can be found at Decision Tech. Under Catherine's leadership, the team dedicated significant time to come together, 8 days, every fiscal quarter to be exact. This intensive schedule, encompassing annual meetings, quarterly offsites, weekly staff assemblies, and specialized discussions, was instrumental in untangling past inefficiencies and charting a more coherent, unified course forward. Through these dedicated periods of engagement, team members gained invaluable insights into one another's work, preventing overlap and identifying synergies. This deeper understanding of how individual efforts interlock to form a cohesive whole allowed for strategic reallocation of resources, ensuring that everyone's capabilities were harnessed to their fullest potential. In essence, while the investment of time might seem substantial at first blush, the payoff is profound. Regular, purposeful meetings transform teams into finely tuned machines where coordination and efficiency are not just goals but realities. Such teams not only navigate challenges with grace but also capitalize on opportunities with unprecedented agility, proving that when it comes to teamwork, spending time together is time well spent. Final summary. The essence of this insightful journey is that great teamwork, while a formidable asset in the competitive landscape, is a rarity, primarily due to innate dysfunctions within teams. The blueprint for cultivating exceptional teamwork is grounded in establishing trust, nurturing constructive conflict, making and committing to collective decisions, ensuring peer accountability, and prioritizing shared objectives over individual pursuits. Here are a few practical steps to apply these principles. Embark on the path of vulnerability. For team leaders aiming to foster an environment of trust, leading with vulnerability is crucial. Begin by opening up about your own experiences, successes, and failures to set the tone for open dialogue. Encourage your team to share their stories as well, allowing for a richer understanding of each other's perspectives and working styles. Employing tools like the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator can facilitate deeper insights into the diverse personalities within the team, promoting empathy and collaboration. Clarify and chase collective goals. Regardless of your role within the team, advocate for clear, measurable objectives that everyone can rally behind. Establishing these goals and regularly reviewing progress ensures that the team remains aligned and motivated. Emphasize the importance of accountability by holding each member, including yourself, responsible for upholding shared standards and contributing to the common goals. Celebrate achievements not just as individual victories, but as milestones for the team, reinforcing the value of collaboration through shared rewards and experiences. By implementing these strategies, teams can transform potential dysfunctions into strengths, paving the way for unparalleled synergy, productivity, and success. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.